Hello, Barmy Badger Army.
Hey, Badger Army.
Today we're going to be talking about Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
You can tell he's a bit excited, can't you?
Indeed, yes. Like I was saying, a friend of mine recently helped us watch all the episodes of Cobra Kai, so big shout out to Ben for that.
It's a wonder you're not still watching them now.
I know, it's so awesome. It's like 5 hours worth of YouTube Red series, and it's totally awesome. I really adore Cobra Kai, and I love the way they flipped the script on the storyline. No spoilers really, but all I will say is that they literally take the original script, turn it round on its head, and you basically see the other side of the story. What happened with Cobra Kai and its members while Karate Kid was going on, and then 30 years later. It's fantastic.
So this is kind of like tying in with the original Karate Kid movie.
Yes, it ties in with all the original ones.
It came out sometime in the 80s?
Yes, that's right. It came in sometime during the 80s, and it ties in with the original 3 movies, and not potentially the 4th one yet, because Daniel wasn't in that one. But, you know, I reckon in the future episodes they will tie the 4th one in. But yes, it was brilliant, and I loved it, and I think it was a great show. Big props to everyone that was part of that show, because I tell you what, it is Netflix worthy. I don't quite know why it ended up on YouTube Red, because it seems to me like it was Netflix or, you know, Amazon Prime
If it's
quality,
tying in with the original
like
Karate Kids, then, you know, it's got kind of like the sort of nostalgia value.
That's right, and it's completely legit. It's fully licensed. It's a legit product. It was made by the company. Will Smith produced it. It's a really great piece of art. Yeah, it's a great show. I must admit, it was brilliant. So, you know, I am totally obsessed with Cobra Kai.
Don't be too surprised if it does turn up on there at some point. Then.
Yes,
you know,
and I'm hoping they do a DVD release as well, because I'll be buying that. It's brilliant. I love the way that he literally, you know, in the show, they take all the kids that are bullied and dysfortunate and things like that, and they join the Cobra Kai and they change, and you see a positive change to them. This is why it's sort of changed. There's a definite change to the storyline and the way it goes, because, you know, before Cobra Kai was full of bullies and horrible kids. Now it's full of people that needed an uplift and needed a positive role model, and they find it in Cobra Kai, and then they manage to boost themselves. Obviously, perhaps some drama and things like that happen along the way, because potentially Cobra Kai is a bad organisation, but they actually are a force for good in this one, which is very unusual. So tell us some of your Cobra Kai and Karate Kid memories, Nick.
Karate Kid, I mean, I remember it. I remember the Karate Kid film coming out in, was it the late 80s?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I think the thing is, it was sort of very much a product of its time. I mean, I think that was a time when remember kind of like, I mean, the film industry was booming.
Yes.
And I suppose the TV industry was really coming along as well.
Exactly, yes.
You know, I mean,
that's very true.
Those sorts of, those kinds of media sort of really expanded a lot more in the 80s.
This is true.
And also, you know, with it, there was becoming a lot more awareness of like other cultures, so you know where karate derived from.
That's
so
interesting.
I think you know, something like that for a film to be about, you know, for a film to be about kind of like involving this kind of culture in karate and things like that, it was probably, you know, still something relatively unheard of. And
this is true. This is true. I mean, obviously they had the Bruce Lee films and things like that, which was great, but nothing from an American film, like an action film standpoint.
True. And the other thing was the Karate Kid had a much younger target audience than the Bruce Lee films.
Yes, most definitely. And the Chuck Norris films, most definitely. Much younger audience, and it was a positive thing, and it was showing people what could happen if you do these things in a positive light. You know, it was really good, and it was a simple bully versus good guy storyline.
Yeah. So
it was really good.
It really made kind of like that. Really made kind of like those kind of like martial arts and things like that probably a lot more accessible to a young audience.
Exactly, and I think that's really interesting the way they've done that. You know,
I mean, whenever you look at kind of like these films that are very successful, and kind of like you'll often say to them they're very much of their time, but you know, it's not a lot of the time they're not. It's not simply a film. It's kind of like it's not simply selling a story. It's kind of selling a lot of other things as well.
This is very true.
There's it's all to do with you know, audience demand. It's all to do with kind of like other things that are going on and kind of like introducing people to new concepts, you know.
Which is great, I think.
It's like superhero movies now, you know, when you look at how developed they are.
Oh, goodness
you know,
me, yeah. You know, the Marvel films have been going for nearly 10 years now. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
But we can't leave this Karate Kid / Cobra Kai talk rather than talking about the crane kick. What are your memories of that, Nick? Do you remember the crane kick?
The crane kick?
Yeah, that was like the immortalised move that Daniel-san used to defeat the bad guys.
If I saw it, I might recognise it, but I can't remember off the top of my
it
head.
was like when he stood like that with both arms out, and then they were like that and did a kick like that, and it was one of the most iconic parts of it, and it is like the top cultural thing, you know. If people, you know, you talk to people about Karate Kid, they talk to you and they'll say about Cobra Kai, they'll say about wax on, wax off, and they'll say about the crane kick. You know, it's basically, if done properly, cannot be defended. You know, it was one of the best moves in there. It was the most dramatic standpoint where he literally managed to defeat the main bad guy with this one move, and he was half broken and managed to do it, and it was great because it was that all-American fight for survival, and he managed to do it with this one move, and Bosch, he'd won with the crane kick, and it was brilliant. You know, and it almost has a sensation of tension and things like that. And you know, it's the sort of thing that makes you want to stand on Southend Pier practicing at 6:30 in the morning. It was that sort of move, you know. It was great. So, you know, it's great. I would definitely recommend looking up the crane kick. I'll show you it in a minute.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much to all of our patrons, super chatters and donators, because you make these videos possible. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much once again, Nick, for joining us on the show.
Always.
And let us know what you think of the video in the comments below. And if you're a new subscriber, don't forget to say hi and leave a comment and let us know what you think of today's show. Bye for now, Barmy Badger Army.
Ta-ta, Badger Army.
See you later on, guys. Bye.